Today, we're gonna do something a little bit different.
Years of my life, years upon years of my money, and this is how you repay me?
As someone that has played Avengers, it's kind of crazy to see how much Avengers has affected these people's minds. Like, it really got them some serious PTSD, and I really think at this point, you really need some help. It's been 3 years, it is what it is.
The game was leaked today, and it's been having people freak out harder than Ra's al Ghul after a centuries-long bath in the Lazarus pit.
And I said to myself, these people don't understand what it is they're wishing for, and they will probably not be able to maintain this same energy when they eventually get to see the reality of what Suicide Squad is.
Me personally, I hate the approach. It sounds disgusting.
Battle Pass, a word that has been burned into your brain just talking about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Today, we're going to do something no one else has done before, so make sure you watch the full video. I even put timestamps, so see how nice I am today? Lucky you. If you didn't know, I did a video about the Battle Pass leak the day it came out. I know you guys don't care all that much, so I'll make this story short. I got a copyright strike and had the whole video removed, so yeah, fun. But this was a hidden blessing. It helped me come up with this idea for a video. In this scripted video, I want to address the reaction to the Battle Pass controversy. For those out of the loop, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has been leaked everywhere. And not in the sexy kind of way. The story leaked and that was fake. However, someone, somehow, got their hands on the game and leaked the menu. And people are not happy. People have complained about the UI and the Battle Pass. It's a sign of something greater. And with Rocksteady with their mouth shut, it only leaves room for speculation. The concept of it being a live service has sparked debate in the community, so I thought it would be interesting to go over the community's reactions and what it means for the game. Before we get started, I want to mention that I mean no negativity towards these YouTubers. In fact, I watch most of them. This isn't a takedown video, but rather an analysis of the community's reaction. I had to watch more than 14 videos just for this video, so with all that being said, enjoy. Sadot the Gamer. I was going to go over this one, but sadly the video was privatized. I have no idea why, so I'm going off of memory. He says that live service is perfect for this type of game. I disagree. I think parts of the game with DLC is cool, but making it a live service is a bit annoying. In order for people to like it, it has to have a great gameplay loop, which we don't know much about. But the reason why I disagree is because of the Arkham games. We're known for their stories. Arkham Knight especially. That game had a great story that really took us into the mind of Batman. But when a live service game comes out, it's always about the next thing. The story never just stops. It always just keeps on going with no real meaning. And because of this, the story tends to get thrown to the side. But it could be good gameplay wise. I have flaws with this video, but not bad. VGFightSchool. There are a couple, but it's worth bringing up. The one being that Riddler's encounter was cool.
I mean, look at the beginning encounter here between Batman and Catwoman versus the Riddler. I mean, this sequence itself is something that superhero gamers like. We like to see the fantasy of comic books coming to life with these encounters with our favorite heroes and the way they do things. It's just so cool.
I mean, okay. Throughout this video, I think something I just couldn't wrap my head around. I couldn't just believe I'm saying this, but Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League are not the same game.
And some of you, I remember there was a conversation I had on Twitter. Somebody said to me, I'm actually happy that Gotham Knights got pooped on. And I was shocked. I was like, why would you be happy about that? I said, well, I don't want the game to ever have a sequel of any kind, but Suicide Squad is going to be a banger though. This is a quote from somebody who actually was in this space saying that. And I said to myself, these people don't understand what it is they're wishing for, and they will probably not be able to maintain this same energy when they eventually get to see the reality of what Suicide Squad is.
Gotham Knights is focused on elements like gear. It's also inspired by the Arkham system. It also is made by WB Montreal, and it's mostly a character action game. Suicide Squad has none of these. Overwatch and Call of Duty are both first-person shooters, but they are not the same. DMC5 and Bayonetta are both character action games, but they are not the same. Suicide Squad and Gotham Knights are not the same thing. Yes, they are DC games that have live service elements, but they aren't even close. It seems like he has doubts that a single-player game can't pull as much money. First of all, the Arkham series has made more than $800 million. Buckaroonies, shekels if you will. That's a lot of money, and it did this because it pushed the genre, and I hope the same thing happens with the Suicide Squad game, but I'm not completely on board with it just yet. but I don't think that this video makes the best arguments. VG really loves defending Gotham Knights. It's honestly his favorite thing to do, which while I don't like the game, power to him. Honestly, I defend the reboot all the time, so I can see where this love comes from. Laajune, I am not saying that correctly, but whatever. This one is quick but effective. As the title is a bit on the nose, it certainly follows its title. So, there are just two major points. One, he doesn't understand the bigger picture. He said that it's just a store, which yes, Battle Pass is a sign of something bigger. People are now worried that this will affect the game, and while the internet went crazy, I can understand why somebody would have a problem.
They do a single player game, and during the middle of development they try to make it an online live service, which you cannot do if you're trying to do a live service game. You have to full commit to that. And another thing, it's crazy how fast people switched up on Rocksteady. People love the Rocksteady. They always go about how they just love the Arkham series, that what they have done with it is just so perfect and all that. And then automatically, when this came out, they just switched up super fast. So that just goes to show you right there that these people don't support you. They don't care. They don't care if you're trying something brand new. They just want you to stick to the same thing and just be the puppet and just do the same thing over and over and over.
2. People didn't turn on Rocksteady just because they have no values, but rather because they had high expectations for Rocksteady, which in many ways is the problem. Though I can totally agree that the internet brings out the worst in every conversation. I think you're right about the wave and how the internet swept people up to the point where it's getting out of hand. I think this guy needs to understand that there is some cause for concern. OgBigNut. Man, some of these names are getting a bit out of hand. Only has a few flaws in this short video. First off, we need to accept the fact that the Arkham series is not perfect.
Because regardless of what you think of Arkham Knight or Arkham Origins or any of the games in that franchise really, they were all fucking bangers.
All of the games and stories can be extremely flawed, and it's important to know that not use rose-colored glasses. Rose-tinted glasses? Yeah, we'll go with that. Because if you're doing that, you're setting the Suicide Squad game expectations too high, so you're most likely going to be disappointed. The other flaw is the fact that he mentioned that you'll have to pay for the skins is a negative. Now, this one's a bit of a stretch. We know that the Battle Pass is just for the skins, so most likely we could pay, but we can earn it by playing the game more. At least, maybe. OgBigNut, you did a good job here, mostly telling the truth, yet not overreacting. Black DkSon, to be honest, I don't think that there are really any problems in this video.
This is pretty much self-explanatory. The reason why a lot of people just do not like this is because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I could have remembered that when this game was first announced, Sefton Hill did say that this is not going to be a live service, complete live service model of like, you know, something on the level of Fortnite.
He tried to explain the thought process behind the game, like Avengers, and tying into Gotham Knights into the mix as well. He has faith in the game, but is worried about the direction of the goal of the game. So this video is good overall. Reforge Gaming. This one is worth looking at. I tend to agree on his take of gamifying the game and how it breaks the immersion of the experience.
Now, some people hear that and they don't care. They're like, oh, really? Even cosmetics, they're like, I want that in the game. I want to find those things and earn those things in the game. Stop gamifying video games. I've been kind of saying that lately. Like when a game feels so gamified that you don't get to actually just enjoy it and have things happening. There's a battle pass. There's a microtransaction store. There's cosmetics to buy. Listen, I get it. I 100% get it. You start to sense the game on top of the game.
He understands that it's a live service, so it's not inherently bad, but he also says he's not trying to hype things up, but understands the cause for alarm. The different nerd. This guy didn't talk about it much, but it's pretty clear he wants to jump ship. It's mostly due to the Battle Pass. The main argument is that he uses the fact that it's a $70 title, and now that it has a Battle Pass, it makes the game bad? But the Battle Pass is only for the skins.
The only pass they will have if this game is free to play. If this game is a $60, $70 title and you slapping on a Battle Pass with it, nah, man, that is not where it's at.
But is it an extra way to get money? Kind of greedy? Sure, I do agree with that. However, you most likely need to get skins just by playing the game, since battle passes are different from usually DLCs. I think the nerd here is overreacting when he doesn't know the ins and outs of the game just yet. I think it's cyanide or cyanide. Hold on. So the first thing to mention is that just importing co-op into the Arkham Knight is cool and all, but that's not a new game. It will print money to be sure, but the trilogy of the Arkham games is over and we need to move on to more interesting projects, like having the Suicide Squad get their own game that has potential, so beating the dead horse really isn't a good idea.
Well, Rocksteady thinks that their $70 game can get away with a paid battle pass, a cash shop, a bunch of resources, bad UI, when Avengers and Halo Infinite are so fresh in people's minds? Did the brand save Halo Infinite's free-to-play butt, or were we teabagging the corpse of this universally despised studio?
Then he tries to call to attention Halo Infinite and Avengers. Don't get me wrong, the Avengers comparison makes sense. However, Halo Infinite really doesn't. Halo is known for its story, but mostly known for its multiplayer. So of course, a heavy live service game makes sense. In fact, when Overwatch 2 was coming out, there was a lot of marketing on that fact, and the Overwatch community liked that. I'm not talking about the battle passes or skins, but rather the idea of adding more and more content into the game often. Where Halo Infinite dropped the ball wasn't the live service part, it was the lack of direction and content for the game. That was Halo's true problem, not the gas element of the game. Then he brings up the fact that the game should distance itself from other gas models, which I think it will, but the problem is that the marketing of the game hasn't told us anything. At all. Of course, there are the 4 trailers, one of them has showed us gameplay, and even then, the trailer was more story and scripted takedowns. So I think we need to let them speak up about what this game is, and so far they haven't done that. You can like or dislike it, which I certainly dislike it, but if we don't give it the chance to speak, we're simply just following the herd. Now the rest of the video is rather weird. He loves sexualizing female characters at random points in the video for no connected reason. He says that they may be hiding woke stuff, that there are trans psychopaths trying to stop the Harry Potter game, and that Rocksteady is pushing Jewish roleplay.
Then forgive us for interfering with your Jewish carpenter roleplay.
Obviously this video is very strange, and just in general already had his opinion before he heard about the news. Yeah, this one's one of the worst ones by far. GameCross. Now, this one's an interesting case. Just like most of the other problems of $70 having a battle pass is concerning. However, the difference is in the experience. He personally sees Ubisoft as having the same issue. What Ubisoft has turned into is scary. Well, this is understandable from this point of view. However, there are other elements missing to this point. Ubisoft has been lacking direction for years now. Looking at Ubisoft's current state is in disarray. There's no clear vision as to where to go. So they are desperately trying moves just to stay afloat. Well, WB is different. It's clear that they have a vision and WB doesn't need to double down. True, WB has done some stuff like this with Shadow of Mordor in the past, and they have backed out after feedback. In fact, lots of people criticize Gotham Knights for looking like an Avengers clone, and they took all the live service elements out of the game. Showing it may be in the game, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a gas title. While I disagree, I can see how he got to this conclusion. To end this on a thoughtful note, let's cover some of the people I didn't talk about and stick it all together to understand what it all means. I think the first thing I want to mention is that we tend to forget about the silent buyers, the ones that you may not hear from. Blood Panda is one of those people that Rocksteady needs to target. Wait, that sounded wrong. I didn't mean it like that. What I mean by this is Panda is just tired of the current AAA model. You can hear the disappointment in his voice. If WB wants to make money, they should listen to people that are on the fence and give them hope again. Now, there are people that already had hope. Some go a little too far, but I think that one of the better ones and one of the more understandable takes is surprisingly from Caboose. He handles it the best way. He's disappointed about the game being as a service, but not overreacting or jumping to defend the game overall. Degenerate J had a similar reaction. That still holds hope for the game, but wants more communication in the hopes that the battle pass isn't as bad as it could be. Jay and Caboose obviously have their bias here. A lot of their current content hinges on superhero games, but I don't think that they're overpraising the game. They're not blindly hating it. You can tell people that blindly hate and love the game are the same in my eyes. And of these people is Hard 8 Gaming, which is completely overreacting.
This is how you treat me, gaming gods? Are you listening? Do you see what's happening to the gaming industry? Will y'all step in and do something about it? Amen. Amen.
He says that all of the Arkham games are masterpieces and starts to freak out over a menu. He's acting like Rocksteady shot his puppy. They had so much faith only to let one menu completely destroy that trust. And sure, it's not the perfect world that we live in, but see it that way. Introducing by far one of the worst videos, Bob Duckenweave. At first, I was like, why is he defending this game so badly? And then he said,
those of you that know my channel know that I play a lot of Marvel's Avengers, to this day in fact, so maybe I'm a little biased.
And I went, Oh, so his opinion doesn't matter. Jokes aside, there are people like this, people that like live service games and now have piqued their interest, which I do need to understand their reasoning. Yes, a lot of live service games are quite big, but the problem is the fact that most people are expecting a co-op/single player experience, but forcing every game like that is a bit concerning. In fact, I can Uno reverse card this argument by saying that because of live service being in every game is exhausting. So at the end, what is the final verdict? That's the best part. I don't think either extremes are right. In fact, I see them in the same light. Simply jumping to conclusions is completely unhealthy. I have never, and I mean never, seen a controversy this bad, okay, maybe since DMC Devil May Cry, and this all was from one guy. One dude just sent the world on fire. And yes, certainly he achieved it. But in the end, we should calm down and wait. I know that sucks, but we need to have patience and wait for Rocksteady to show off more gameplay and more to this battle pass system. And you can call me a fence sitter all you want, but honestly, I think this is the best way to approach this. I think a lot of people that have approached this issue were only focusing on their feelings and what felt in the moment. I know this because I reacted with emotion as well. I felt betrayed, but that was a feeling. Just that, a feeling. A feeling and the wrong way to look at this situation. So overall, understand that we all need to wait and see more before making judgments, and that's truly a rational thing to do, and in my opinion, the best opinion in this situation. So ladies and gentlemen, that was it. That was the video. It was quite a long video. Hopefully you found at least some of the stuff that I said to be quite helpful and interesting. For the future of this channel, I am not going to post as much often, and I won't make a follow-up Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League video, like, at all, unless we get anything official, which is bound to be soon, where a lot of people believe that we're going to get more news as soon as the, what's it called, the Hogwarts Legacy releases. Once that releases, we'll probably see more marketing of it, so I'll just wait on that. I'm not going to try and make more videos and try and milk it for what it's worth. I think just kind of milking the controversy is I don't know, it seems a little bit immoral. It's not wrong per se. I shouldn't, you shouldn't judge other. Thank you, Windows. And thank you, Discord. Wow, thanks. You guys just interrupted me. How nice. So basically, I wanted to say is that thank you very much for watching. Like I said, I plan to do maybe some bigger videos, one Persona 5 related, one Gotham Knights related. That ought to be interesting, but other than that, I don't really want to upload a lot of stuff often. I'm kind of burnt out from all the videos that I've been doing lately, so thank you. That'll be it. See ya. Peace.